Oh, it's a massive difference. I would say it's. I know much more about the players, much more about the club, much more about everything. Of course, because we had a very intensive time since then. But yeah, it's a good memory to be honest. The Tottenham game was really exciting for us, of course, because first game in Premier League and then against Tottenham was for us very special. Was a good game. Maybe nobody felt really satisfied with result and saw a few good signs in the game or things like this. But at the end, now everybody knows how strong Tottenham is or was, and so yeah, it's absolutely okay. And meanwhile, okay, everything changed, nearly everything, and it doesn't feel new anymore, and so that's good. That's really good, and so we are looking forward to a really, really important game for both sides, and maybe for Tottenham is something like a final only if they lose, so they have to win it to make pressure on Leicester on Sunday. That's how it is. Usually it's not important for us to think about the situation of the other team, but in this special case, I think it makes sense to think about it and to know about it, so that means it's a final, and we have to be ready.
So you're now 7 points off the top four with the game in hand. It's still certainly achievable for you, isn't it, by your league position? But have you got to find the right balance now between the league and the Europa League?
Oh, 2 tournaments is not a problem. I think it's not a problem. So it's okay. A lot of my players had something again 3 games this week. With Saturday, Tuesday, and now Saturday again. So that's yeah. It's always difficult with a national break. It's you don't know how they come back. You don't know what they exactly did. Of course, we see all the things what the national team send us, but it's different when you are part of it or if you only hear about it. So we have to use this time yesterday and today to be well prepared and for this game, and and then we have another 4 or 5 days, 4 days until the next game, so it's nothing to think about, and both games are very important, but the only game that we can have a little bit influence on is now the Tottenham game, and the other game we can prepare after this. So that's absolutely okay, and we never had a problem with the balance between the tournaments. It was an intensive time. That's how it is. And the only possibility, I think, to collect 39 games in this short period. Well, yeah, good number. This is 39 or this is 40, Tottenham?
39.
Okay, then Dortmund is 40.
Okay.
Cool.
You mentioned there the international break. How frustrating was it? Because you certainly looked frustrated at the end of that Southampton game, understandably so. How frustrating was it that you weren't able to immediately work with your players, and unfortunately you've only had a short space of time to get that frustration out of your system, really?
Oh, for this helps then the national break, of course, because the lads had different things to do, and to forget, the club football for a moment, and to be fully concentrated on the national teams, and so that's not a problem. And the thing, one of the few things I learned in life, the things you cannot change, you should not think too much about. So we know about national breaks, and we lost Southampton, and we were frustrated. That's right, and we had the time and the possibility to speak immediately after the game about the Southampton game, what we did. But lately, after 3-4 days, you have to forget it. So it makes no sense. We know about it, and it's not again, but it was a game. Yeah, where we showed a lot. We showed in the first time how strong we can be, and in the second half we showed that we had a few games more again, like Southampton, and we had a few games more and a few players on the pitch where had a little bit of problem with the rhythm. So that's how it was, and everybody who saw this game knows that we could have won it. That's the truth, but we didn't. So what do we have to talk about this anymore? We don't have to talk about this anymore. So now it's Tottenham, and 2 weeks later, and a few things are better, a few things are worse since then, a few things didn't change, and but it's again football, and at Anfield, so that's really, if we are good, it's really enjoyable, so, and we should try.
Just in terms of the things that have changed that are maybe good then, I'm just wondering who maybe is returning to the starting or to the squad in terms of personnel, and whether you've perhaps got a nice selection dilemma ahead of you for this one.
No, not too. This dilemma is not too big. Yeah, it's nothing. Not really big things changed in a positive way. We had, the smaller or bigger problems with the Belgian national players. With Origi couldn't play the games for Belgium because of a little muscle issue. He's back in training since, in a complete training since yesterday, so he's available. Completely different with Christian Benteke. He, in this moment he's not available, and we have to wait for further assessments to know exactly how long it will be. But for this game, for sure, no chance. Roberto Firmino, it will be close. So we have to make a decision. Maybe tomorrow or not, we will see. And this another 24 hours, but we cannot bring pressure in this situation. We have to wait how he feels and all the things. So that's it. So I see nothing really changed in a positive way. But most of the players came back healthy. Yeah, that's cool.
One of those being Daniel Sturridge, more minutes under the belt from him. Just looking further forward to Daniel, and maybe he's internationally as well. Do you almost wish that he does get called up for the Euros and he can get more minutes under his belt for the next season, or do you hope that he maybe gets a break instead? What's your feeling with that?
Oh, nice question. Eh? So if I say at the 1st of April, I wish Daniel could have a real holiday in summer and don't have to go to the European Championship, what kind of manager would I be? So it's a European Championship, so, and it's playing for the country is the best thing a player can do, and of course I really wish for him that we will be part of it. And the situation here is the best situation since I'm here with him. So he trained now the full all sessions with the national team. He had 65 minutes against Netherlands. It was absolutely okay. That's completely normal. It's the first that Roy made a change how I did in the last few games, because it's a big difference between being fit and fit for playing football and 100% fit. So it's still on the way, but it's gets better and better and better. So that's pretty good. So yeah, hopefully he's for us. He's for us very important, how everybody knows, and hopefully he's fit until the end of the season, and then I cannot make decisions for Roy Hodgson, so that's his problem, and it's I think a lot of really good strikers in England. Congratulations to this and to this fact, and but the better we play together with him, the bigger the chances for all our players to be part of a nice tournament.
Juliet?
Jurgen, when you talk about Tottenham and how important this game is for both teams this weekend, but do you feel that with Leicester, with all the attention on Leicester at the top of the table, that Tottenham have been overshadowed their progress this season and what they're trying to do?
How I told you one or two times, I don't read what you write, so I don't know how is the situation around Tottenham.
Pushing towards the title as well.
Yeah, but it's clear it's 5 points. So Tottenham plays against Liverpool. What's usually not a birthday party, so it's a hard fight for sure. And then the next day Leicester plays Southampton. So we know what can happen against Southampton. So there's no decision. It's a really interesting fight, and I think Arsenal should not stop dreaming. So there are a few points to get, and there's everything is possible. So we are not involved. So I'm not that interested, but we are involved tomorrow, and that's for me, of course, much more important. But it's like I said, it's I don't know what you are doing with the Leicester run and with the Tottenham run. I think I watch football and I see the progress of Tottenham, and I see which brilliant decisions they made in the past, and how good they play in the moment, and how strong they are, and which fantastic really development a few players obviously made. So it's great. It's absolutely great. It's not only Kane, but it's exceptional. It's unbelievable how strong they are. Meanwhile, everybody could see it in the national team. So that's good for Tottenham, but not our problem, unfortunately.
Just picking up on that really, just how inspired are you, impressed really with what Tottenham have done, the fact they finished outside of the top 4 last season, they're challenging for the title with relatively little spent and really young players as well?
Yeah, I like the stories like this, but I like the Leicester story too. So if I would be not the manager of Liverpool, maybe I could enjoy it a little bit more. So it's not the first thing I have an eye on, but I know that things like this are possible. But I don't want to make the pressure bigger than for Tottenham or something like this. But this is a pretty good year to become champion, because a lot of clubs who fight for this title usually are not really involved. So I don't know what will happen next year, but there's pressure in for the teams at the top, and we will see who handle this pressure better. So it's only a few games, enough, but only a few games to play, and I think each point you can get, each game you can win is much more important now in this moment. And it's not too long ago, and I was in similar situations, and it's a big pressure. It's a positive pressure, but it's pressure. And until now, both teams handle it great. So they're always in the race. They always fight until the last minute. That's Premier League. There's no easy game, and so they did really well. And of course, both. And if Arsenal will collect enough points until the end, and the other two teams will struggle, then I would have deserved it too, of course. But that's Premier League, really close, and that nobody can think about the end before the final whistle. That's after the season. That's really exciting, and so hopefully in the future we can be more part of it than in this moment.
Michael?
Jurgen, how would you assess the progress that Divock Origi's made since you became manager? Because early on in the season, he looked on occasions a little bit like Liverpool lost, but physically he's really matured, and even though he doesn't start that many games, he's capable of being a big part of what you do.
He's on a really good way, interrupted through a few injury problems. So that's how it was. But when we came to Liverpool, we knew about his quality, of course, but we also saw that he's not full of confidence in this moment. Different reasons, I don't know about all of them. And but he's still, I think he's still 20. Yeah, so that's quite young, and it's a long way to go. But especially it's a big space to improve, and that's what we try to do. And he made big steps. Everybody could see it. He was from how it is, especially with young, but or players who are not involved for a long time because of injury or other reasons. When we started here, he tried to do too much in each situation. It was not enough clear moments. That's much better. Meanwhile, he uses his new physical strength better, and he uses technical skills better, and for us very important, of course, his speed. better. So, that's quite exciting to think about what we can do together in the future. And but now, for us, first of all, it's important that he's available. But for a young player, it's normal. Sometimes with his quality, steps like this, 3, 4 steps, and then 2 back, and so the only thing is hard work for him, and being in the right moment, patient enough to wait for the next step for us. So that's how it is. Really look at around the world, 20-year-old strikers. The strikers need experience to be always in the right moment, at the right place. And but he's on a really good way, and I'm really happy that he's here.
Spurs at Anfield is a terrific game in prospect. If you look at your last 2 home performances against Manchester City and Manchester United, in particular, they've been really high points of your season. Do you think the players are beginning to get to grips with what you require from them on home games? Because the expectation at Anfield is always immense, isn't it?
Yeah, but the expectation was until now, since I'm here, absolutely no problem. So the crowd was patient enough to ignore a few results which were not too good. Now we had a few very exciting results away from home with Chelsea, Man City, and also with really. We agreed to talk long about these results because we had not the big results at home. We could change this a little bit, and yeah, we were in a really good moment before the second half of Southampton. So I think this half can't change too much. We are on a good way. That's how we feel. That we are really optimistic about the future, but also about the present. Yeah. So and. Yeah, everything is okay as long as we have enough players, fit players. So we use these 2 weeks really to work intensive with the players who were here. So a lot of young players showed again how big their potential is. They are not involved tomorrow, but for us very important to know about their qualities and how maybe we can use them next year or in 2 years, whatever. And so it's a good moment for Liverpool, this moment. But of course, it's 2 weeks ago, and we have to prove that we are still in a good shape.
Carl, you said you don't usually pay much attention to your opponent's situation, but Tottenham is different this weekend.
Usually, yeah.
Yeah. So how can you take advantage of it?
This is complicated, I think. Yeah? I don't think it will. No. Thank you.
How can you take advantage of Tottenham's situation? Usually the pressure's on you.
Before a game, it's not 100% clear how you could take advantage of this, but it's only clear. Usually, I don't know. Now we are in the last third of the season, and maybe, hopefully, in a few weeks or 2 or 3 weeks, we meet a team who is something like already on holiday because nothing to reach anymore or something like this. So for a club like Liverpool, it's never possible because we always have to fight for each point and to try to get what we can. But tomorrow is no doubt about that. It's completely different. So this is the decisive third for Tottenham if you want to become champion of the Premier League. I think for Tottenham especially this year is a good opportunity. So nobody knows how it always is in football, what will happen to Tottenham next year, if players leave or not. This year they have a good situation with injuries. Not really, no important players was really injured. I think Vertonghen was injured, but they could solve this problem with Wimmer very, very well. All Kane, Ali, Lamela, Dembele, they all Eriksen, they all played nearly their best season and their most consistent season. So that's pressure. So this, to know about this, and you want to use this. So it's clear it will be a high-intensive game. So, and we have to be prepared for this. But there's no doubt. We are Liverpool FC, and we have to show that we know about it. And don't have to care about the targets or aims of other teams. So it's not important. We are at home. We have I don't know how many home games we will we will have until the season. Okay, nobody knows because we could go to next round European League. So that's for sure. But well, to know about the situation is important for the preparation, and that's all.
Final question, Chris.
Jurgen, Anthony Lall's been able to play in great form for the next couple of months. You've got the PFA Player of the Month for the entire league today. Has he been one of the most pleasant surprises for you since you came in?
The most pleasant, yeah, one for sure. I maybe had another few very nice surprises since I'm here. I always knew how strong he is, and I knew more about him when he played for Southampton, and wrote there a very nice story. And I'm really happy that meanwhile a few more people recognized what a great player he is, and yeah, when I saw even the game against Netherlands, he's really a good player, to be honest, and a nice guy. So it's absolutely deserved. What did he win?
PFA Player of the Month.
Whole Premier League. Oh, that's nice. Cool. Congratulations. Yeah. For March. Hopefully he can win again in April. Will be good for us.